Hey everybody, how are you doing today? I am Star Penn. I am the founder of the Leaky. Serafina, cut that at point 0.5. Hey there, how are you doing today? I am Star Penn. I am the founder and the creator of the JIA Blueprint, and I am your leaky gut coach. And today, what we are going to talk about is, do supplements and tests alone, labs alone, help us to reverse our child's juvenile arthritis? This is such an important question, and the answer is equally as important because you're on a journey and you're looking for the best possible way, the quickest route to get to your desired result, which is to have a child who no longer has juvenile arthritis or any other autoimmune or neurological issue, by the way. And what is available out there in the mainstream, aside from the medical route, is a more natural, naturopathic route where we focus a lot on functional type testing, stool testing, allergy testing, GI map testing, and then having corresponding supplements that will respond to what the test is saying, where the imbalance is. And that really is the alternative, right? That is, they call it alternative medicine, right? That is the alternative to going the medical route. And unfortunately, by the time most families get to me and they're looking for the level of support that I offer my clients, they have already gone that route. And what normally happens down that line is there is a benefit, obviously, right? Obviously, we're probably getting off of a lot of processed foods. A big one is these doctors tend to recommend completely removing dairy, gluten, sugar, which brings down a lot of the inflammation, which is good. But there is no game plan for how to, and eggs, right? And no game plan for how to ever reintroduce those foods. So really what we're doing is we are living off of an elimination diet, which unfortunately, since those things do tend to help, we stay away from those foods and we never really get to the deeper, more cellular issues that are going on in our child's body. And unfortunately, what ends up happening is by the time families do come to me after going down that route, their child is even more inflamed, maybe inflamed in other joints. Maybe they have other inflammatory now diagnoses like uveitis, or their insulin levels are often they're leaning towards type 1 diabetes. I've had children come to me, they started with JIA, which led them down that path. And now they have other autoimmune issues like lupus and different things like that. And really, that's not to say anything negative at all about tests or anything at all about supplements. The problem just really lies in the level of care that is available to families who are really trying to get to the root of the issue and what it really takes to reverse a chronic illness like juvenile arthritis. So while I do focus on nutritional support and how we are going to seal the gut lining so that way toxins don't come out anymore, we're also working on healing the internal lining of the gut, which is oftentimes very inflamed, full of parasites and pathogens, yeast overgrowth, mold, candida, all of that. We need to work on that. We're also dealing with rebuilding the internal lining of the gut. That's not even repopulating the gut. But when we go the supplement test route, usually what we're told is take a probiotic. Well, that's great. We're seeding the gut with a probiotic, but there's so many different, even just with the gut alone, there's so many nuances. There's so many things that we need to do in order to rebuild this one particular part of the body that it's just not possible to get that level of support that we need on a daily basis when we are paying for an appointment, paying for labs, paying for supplements, and then off on our own to handle the rest ourselves. And usually handling the rest ourselves just requires that we eliminate foods, not really sure why we're doing it, or not really sure, not necessarily that you're not sure why you're doing it, you know why you're doing it, but we're not really sure, if you can ever eat those foods or all those kind of things. But unfortunately, what ends up happening is eventually the flare comes back. And now, unless you're in my world and you know that there is another option, what that ends up doing is after you spend all that time, all that money, all that effort, everything down that road, and the flare comes back and it's somewhere else or it's worse, then what happens? We run back to the rheumatologist and we're like, give me your meds, give me your meds, give me your meds. And we end up down that road anyway. And that's really what I want to help families avoid. And the reason why I set up the blueprint the way I did. For instance, all I discussed just previously was just the gut portion of healing in the blueprint. But there are other things that we need to take care of in order to rebuild our child's body so that they are no longer autoimmune. One of those things is clearing the detox pathway. So we're talking about multiple organ functions here that need to be rebuilt and healed and nourished properly. So we have the liver and the gallbladder, major detox organs. We have the kidneys and the bladder, major detox organs. The colon is a major detox organ. The lymphatic system, the lungs, the skin. There's so much nuance and so much individual support that a person needs when they are dealing with reversing something as chronic as an autoimmune disease. And let's remember, too, that we're living in unprecedented times. It's not like this is something that people are just out there saying, oh, you have an autoimmune disease. I know how, to help you heal this. Really, all of us are taken by storm with this. And let's just say in the past 20 years, but definitely in the past 20 years, especially with children, the past 10 years, it's been unbelievable. And so this is the tools that are available, whether you go the medical route or the more natural route, right? These are the tools that we have. And we have the testing and we have the supplements. But there isn't a whole lot of data showing that, hey, this reverses autoimmune disease. The data that I receive, unfortunately, is that it does work for a period of time because we are eating better. We are, nourishing the body with supplements. But again, this is all topical stuff. It's all good stuff, but it's topical stuff and doesn't usually get to the very root of the problem. So we have all of the gut components that need to be taken care of and healed and reversed. We have all the organs, all of the organs in the body that need to be completely rebuilt, detoxed. We need to get the toxins out of where they currently are in the body. All of this takes time. It takes a lot of daily support. It takes a lot of really having your finger on the pulse of what's going on every single day with your child and being able to support them in live time with what they're experiencing on that day. That isn't something that a supplement can do. That isn't something that, a quarterly or biannually test is going to help us to get to the root of. So we do need to focus on the nutrition, and we do need to focus on the healing, the organs, the gut lining. And we also need to focus on all of the underlying, the things going on in the underbelly of things, the things that continue to pop up. So this may not be you, but a lot of kids that have a JIA diagnosis, they might have a Lyme co-infection, they might have Epstein-Barr or mono, strep might continue to be a problem. These are those underlying infections that often send us to the pediatrician to get antibiotics for, right? So these are the kind of things that we have to navigate. It is a minefield of, decision making and so many different things that come up that really test our confidence in what it is that we're doing. And that is precisely why I set up the blueprint the way that I did, so that you not only have a proven protocol to handle all of these elements that I previously mentioned, but you also have the daily support in knowing how to take your next step forward every single day rather than not knowing what to do. Because the bottom line is, if you're stressed out, if you're unsure about your next move and what you're going to do, your cortisol's up, you're stressed out, your child is now stressed out. And healing, this is a fact, healing can't happen in a stressed out state. So think about that. Think about how relieving that is to be able to be like, oh, what do I do? Okay, I'll do this. Okay, what do I do? Okay, I'll do this. And then also have access to coaching, one-on-one support every single week. So you're not working from a quarterly or biannually appointment to quarterly or biannual appointment. You're working from minute to minute, day to day, week to week, very close. Every single one of your decisions that you make is very close to the next, very close to the next. And we're able to pivot. We're able to make adjustments along the way, responding to your child's specific needs in that moment. And that right there, that is why we get the healing. Because you can't just go, if you're just going to go, 2-3 months doing the same thing, the same protocol, day in, day out, avoiding the foods, taking the drops, you're going to see you are going to see something. But unfortunately, and I see it every day, it's temporary, because it really just is the Band-Aid approach. And what we're doing in the blueprint is the deep dive. We're going deep in there, and we are really reversing. We are really changing the cell turnover in the child's body and really completely changing everything about their DNA, everything about their cells. The turnover is phenomenal with kids, and we get amazing, amazing results. So we love our rheumatologists in the blueprint. We love our naturopaths and functional doctors and homeopaths, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We love these, the support and the added benefit of having these professionals in our world in the blueprint. And every single one of my clients either doesn't have that, or they have, one or more of those things in addition to the nutritional protocol and the daily minute-to-minute coaching and support that they get inside the blueprint. We're not comparing apples to apples here. What we're saying is these are great tools, these are great things, and they're only going to get you so far. The coaching could alone take you all the way. If you want to add these things into it, the coaching and the nutritional protocol could alone take you the whole way, because we are including supplements already. We are running labs already. We already have those things already happening. And so this can and will take you all the way. If you want to add these other elements, that's wonderful. That's great. If you can, we are all for it. Anything, right, to heal our children. That's what it is all about. But unfortunately, and the message that this YouTube video is to convey is that, unfortunately, just running tests and eliminating gluten, dairy, eggs, and sugar, and the running the tests, removing the gluten, dairy, and sugar, and taking supplements, the kids always end up back. They always end up back where they were. Which usually sends the parent back to the rheumatologist and going in there and really feeling defeated. And that's not what I want for you guys. So I wanted to share that. If you have any questions for me, you can put them in the comments, but you can also send me an email. I'm much better at that. JIABlueprint@gmail.com. And you can just send me an email with any questions you have. In the description link, there's you can book a call with me if you want to speak face to face. I'm happy to do that as well. But until next time, I hope this information helps guide you on your course, helps you to make wise decisions for your family. I wish so much health and healing to all of you. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye.